it hasn't really been addressed, and I feel like it's time. Hey guys, it's Mackenzie. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, hey, I'm excited to have you. If you're not new here, welcome back. I feel like there's something that as Christians we need to talk about. So if you don't know what's going on in the world right now, which I'm sure you do because it's been talked about everywhere, the coronavirus, COVID-19, and this is something that is affecting people pretty badly right now. People can't go to work. People have they've shut down schools, jobs, restaurants, different businesses and grocery stores. Grocery stores are running out of food. One of the big things they're running out of right now is toilet paper. Something I just wanted to talk about today is I was scrolling through social media, and the majority of the people I follow are Christian. The majority of people that follow me are Christian. There are some that are not. But the Christians who I've seen been posting about the coronavirus and all of this, the overwhelming amount of people not taking this seriously is disheartening. I just want to start out with the fact that God is big. He is bigger than any of our fears. He is bigger than any of our diseases that we could get. He is bigger than the coronavirus, and I get that. But what I want to address today is something that I've been hearing people say, seeing people post. So many graphics have been made and shared on social media, whether it be Instagram, Facebook. I don't have Twitter, but I'm sure this is going around everywhere. So I do feel like it needs to be talked about. The coronavirus is real. And I saw someone post like a meme. But it wasn't really a meme. I don't know what you would call it. It was a picture of these people in a Walmart, and their carts were stocked full of toilet paper and food and canned goods and all of that. They were clearly stocking up for if they get quarantined in their house. And there was like a caption above it, and it said, "Hoarding is a sin," or something like that. Hoarding is a sin, and God doesn't like hoarders. Stop relying on yourselves and start relying on God. God is bigger than the coronavirus. Yes, he is bigger than the coronavirus. But something my mom and I have talked about a lot is you have to be wise. You have to be logical. God is big, and he can save you from this coronavirus, but if he never promises that you're not going to get it because you're a Christian. And that's another thing I've been mainly concerned about, and what I mainly want to talk about is these Christians that I see posting, "My God won't let me get coronavirus because I'm a Christian." That's not true. Christians get cancer all the time. Christians get some various different serious diseases all the time, and they die from it all the time. So for someone to be posting just straight up the words, this is not everybody, but I have seen it, and I feel like it just needs to be talked about in a loving way. So when I say this, I'm trying to be really loving about it, and that's why I have some scripture to kind of back up what I'm talking about. But there have been just people I've seen posting that they're not going to get it because they're a Christian and God won't let that happen. That is a form of the prosperity gospel, and the prosperity gospel is not the real gospel. If you look throughout the Bible shows that God allows people to suffer. He allows people to die for his glory. Of course, I don't want anybody to get this disease, but I'm saying it's going to happen. And sadly, people who are Christians are going to die from this disease. Now, when they die, they're going to go to heaven because they are Christians, but Christians are not immune to this disease. And to post that on social media or to seriously believe that in your heart is really almost naive, because God never promises that our lives are going to be perfect. And that's something you hear preached all the time in church, is that God never says your life is going to be perfect. And that when you're a Christian, your life gets harder. I can't even tell you how true that is. Why wouldn't the enemy start to use this in order to pull us away from God, or to try to take glory away from God? My concern is when I'm seeing people post that either A, they're not going to get it because they're a Christian. What about the people who aren't Christian who are seeing those posts? They're going to be misled and possibly even tricked into a false gospel, because that's not what the gospel says. But I found some verses that I just want to pull up and share with you guys. Ecclesiastes 2:14 says, "The wise have eyes in their heads, while the fools walk in darkness." And when I was reading that, I was just looking up some different verses about fear and wisdom and fools and all of this, and I think that God demands us to walk in wisdom. And while we need to trust Him and not live in fear that will be crippling and destroying to our lives, we also have to be practical and wise. And it says that wise people have eyes in their heads. We can think clearly. I think it's smart to go to the store and stock up on groceries. To all those people posting out on social media that's greedy and dumb and selfish, that's not greedy, dumb, and selfish. That's being wise and saying, if my family gets stuck in their house because the government says that we have to self-quarantine in order to slow down this spreading of this pandemic, then we're going to need food. And we don't know how long we're going to be stuck in our house. So we're going to need food, we're going to need toilet paper, and we're going to need these basic necessities. So no, it's not dumb, greedy, or selfish to go stock up at the store when you don't know what could happen. And then on the other side to that is you don't know what's going to happen. So yes, you should be prepared. Go stock up at the store. Make sure that you have everything set up in place if you do need to stay home for a while with your family. But trust that God is going to provide. But when I say that, I don't mean don't stock up on anything and then think that, oh, God's going to provide for me, so I don't really have to stock up on anything. That's not what I mean. That's living in darkness, that's like, but it is time to take this seriously. Another verse I found was Ecclesiastes 10:3. Even as fools walk along the road, they lack sense and show everyone how stupid they are. I think that's pretty harsh, but I also think it's pretty relevant and truthful, because even as fools walk along the road, they lack sense. They go about their lives, they don't listen to anyone, they say, it doesn't matter, I'm going to be fine. They just keep going on with their lives, and they show everyone how stupid they are. And that's not my words, that's the Bible's words, that's Solomon's words when he's writing. Don't be stupid, I guess is the way to say it. Be wise. Go out, stock up, protect your family. And the last thing I want to talk about is the fact that even if you are not worried about this coronavirus affecting you, for like me, I'm not necessarily worried about it affecting me. Like if I get it, I'm healthy, I'm young, and I pray that I would be able to fight it off. But even if it's not going to affect you, think about the people that you will come in contact with. Think about the people you have come in contact with if you're already starting to show symptoms. Some of those people, it may actually hurt. So why would you want to go and spread that to other people? And especially as a Christian, we are called to be the light of the world. We're called to be the city on the hill. And how can we do that if we're living just like the rest of the world? As Christians, we need to set the example and say, hey, this is a serious thing. We trust that God is going to get us through this and He's going to use it for His glory, and that He says He works together all things for good for those who love and trust Him. But there's a very real possibility that it could seriously affect us or the people around us. So anyways, I know this was kind of a longish video of just me talking, but I really do feel like it's important. Be wise with your decisions, guys. It's not selfish or greedy to stock up. And it's not dumb to ask your family to stay home from things. It's wise, and God is big. He is bigger than the coronavirus, and I don't doubt that one bit. But He never says that we're not going to get it because we're Christians, or that we shouldn't be wise about it. He says, don't live in fear. Do not fear, for I am with you. There's a difference between being prepared and being practical than living in fear. And I hope that from this video, maybe you guys could see that a little bit. I know I kind of just rambled, but I really felt led because I've been seeing almost all of my friends post about it. And I'm not specifically calling anybody out or any different posts out, but I do feel like as Christians, it's our responsibility to get our heads on right and really be smart about this. I'm not saying go buy the whole entire grocery store, but definitely wash your hands more. Maybe don't go anywhere where there's more than 50 people. Stay safe, and also just keep others in mind. Keep others' safety in mind. Even if you're not worried about yours, keep others in mind, because others could be seriously affected by this, even if you're not. So I just want to say that as Christians, it is our duty and our call to be wise and to walk in wisdom, and just to really think smartly about this. Do not live in fear. God is with you. God is bigger than this, but be practical, be wise, be safe, be prepared. So, thank you guys for watching this video. It's not like the videos I typically do, but I do feel like it needs to be shared, and especially in the Christian community. So, thank you for watching. I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys later. I plan on making some other videos during this time where we are kind of like quarantined, where we don't necessarily have school or church or anything like that, where we just get to be home with our families. I plan on making some different videos, but I did want to start out with this because I think it's important and I think it's a good starting place. So have a great week, and I'll see you guys later.